Hi, it's Helen. This one is going to be a 30-minute Pilates one. Mat if you've got one, weights if you've got one, or a can of beans or water bottles or something, just challenge the arms a little bit more, and that then challenges abdominals more. And a pillow might be useful for any of the side-lying stuff. As ever, listen to your body. If it doesn't feel right for you, then just see if you can tweak it, modify it, and if not, just leave that one out and we will soon be moving on. But enjoy. Oh, also, I'm not putting music on this one because the license-free stuff I'm just not getting on with. So get your own tunes and we'll get going. So warming up, feet together, take toes out, heels out to meet, and then rocking that weight forward and back, thinking about lengthening through the spine, open through those collarbones and gently nestle the shoulders down and away. And then think about length through the back of the neck, so it's a little chin nod downwards. So I often talk about in class that peach between chin and chest, just to make sure you maintain that length through the back of the neck. So bringing your feet to a standstill, soften those knees and hands onto hips for our pelvic tilting. Thinking about that connection rib to hip, so thinking about tucking tailbone or lengthening tailbone down to bring hips to ribs, and then lengthen hips away or stick your tailbone out. So tilting under and then forward, or posterior tilt and anterior tilt. So try and keep the ribs out of it. They're staying nice and still, as are the shoulders, so we're not leading through the upper back. We want this to be the pelvis that is moving. So move in your comfortable range. And then find your neutral, so you're gently lengthening tailbone down or gently thinking about hips coming to ribs, and then lengthening through the knees. You can still breathe into that belly. So as you take a breath in and breathe out, you should be able to maintain that position, but you shouldn't feel that you're gripping in. So that is the neutral that I'll keep coming back to in class. So let's get nice and warm. We're going to reach hands up. Elbows wide, shrug shoulders up, release and lower. So this is corkscrew, we'll go again. So as you go, check in with that rib to hip. Are you still in control of it, or those ribs pop forward? So you still want to keep that stacked shoulder, rib, hip as, you go, hit my fire. Shrug and lower. One more. Shrug it up. And release, hold it here, side reach. So imagine you're keeping length through both sides of the body, reaching over and back into centre, just steady breathing. Other direction, and back into centre. You probably hear my husband making a cup of coffee in the background, and reach, and in centre, other direction. And option to add that reach, fold it back in, and centre, releasing arms down. One comes up, one low. Soften the knees here. Imagine as big a gap as possible between the hands. Circle that top hand round. Soften through the knees. Come to the centre and stack it up through the middle. Other side. Reach and then roll it. And stack it back up. So we're going to keep going here, and you're aiming to get bigger movements with that circle and into your forward fold as you go. Stack it up. Other side, reach and roll and stack it up. Press the floor away to get that stack back up. One more either side, reach and roll and stack it back up in the centre. Last time, create that lovely reach and roll it. Stack it back up. Centre. Connect into that rib to hip again. We're going to sit back into a squat. Press the floor, come back up. And my squeaky fridge in the background as well. Hope you have got your music on. Lengthen that tailbone. Sit back. Press the floor. And again, sit back. Press the floor away to come back up tall. So we're aiming, the reason I focus through the feet to press back up is so that you don't lead through the shoulders, because if you lead through them, you're going to lose that neutral rib to hip, and then you'll have nothing much going on through your centre. If you're not sure, sit into that squat, Do a few tilts here and find that neutral. Press the floor. Option to add arms in, so reach and press. Keep going here, steady breathing, work into your range. Option, heel release one side and lower, heel release the other and lower. Can you still keep that neutral into the lower back and the ribs? 2 more and release. Stepping feet wide, toes on the angle. Rib to hip connection again, lengthen that tailbone down. You should feel glutes kick in this position. Send the knees wide. So just check in, can you lift through your arches of your feet or you dropped through? Your knees sending wide, they're not rolling in. So try and press them wide. If they can't go that where the toes are heading, just angle the toes a little further forward and come back into your range. So have a little play with that. So sink in, down, press the floor. Keep going here. Option to add arms, static hold. If that gets too much, just shorten the lever and bend the elbow. We're going to hold into our next one. Little pulses with the arms. Option to hold your hand weights here. Go grab them. And then heel release, lower. Other side. Keep the strong little pulses, and if you haven't got weights, grip your fists. And if you have got your weights, keep gripping. Keep breathing. Waking those thighs up. Keep breathing. Feet come low, now stay still with the legs, and then we're going to sweep forward with the arms and open. And again, sweep, open. If you've got weights, try and make sure you're not swaying that body forward and back. Nice and strong through the legs. If you haven't got the weights, keep gripping, making a fist. Should have picked my weights up, they're just on the sofa. Being lazy. Forward and back. 2 more. We're going to hold forward with both arms. Turn palms into one another, toy soldier. So we take one up, one low. And switch. Switch. Keep going, I know the legs are waking up. Still send those knees wide. Still breathing. I won't make you do our coordination one here. And back into centre, press the floor away. Toes to the front and a little wriggle out. And then we'll come down to the floor for a floor section. We'll grab those weights now. So pillow optional for the sideline stuff. So, coming onto your side. Starting with knees bent, so feet in line with bum and shoulder. You've got to find that neutral, so you want to think again about lengthening the tailbone down towards the toes and then draw that top hip. So you've got that activity on that underside. So if you're not sure, collapse it down and then redraw that top hip. So we're aiming that we keep this nice and still as we go, again, just to make sure we're challenging into the abdominals. Optional, weight into our top hand. So we're going to float this top leg to hip height. We're going to kick it forward without collapsing through the middle. So if I collapse through my middle, I can get my leg up here, but I've got nothing happening through the middle now. So keep that stack and then see where you can get the leg to. Ooh, lost my weight. And then press back with the heel at hip height. So option with this top hand, just to have it holding up high. I can get my words out then. Fold and press. You can with the arm, as you press, take the arm low. Getting that coordination going. So really strong through the centre. Make sure you can still breathe into that belly. So if you're being strong through that centre, you'll find that you've got to work quite hard to get that knee into top position. Keep breathing. Breathe out as you lengthen. Breath in to return, or just make sure there's no breath holding going on. Last one here. We're going to do little pulses, so option with the hand again. Your little pulse up and down. So we're aiming to feel this into the back and side of that leg. If you're feeling it only at the front, just draw that leg back a little bit and then go with the pulses. If this is too strong, soften the knee. Same thing, you just shorten the lever so it becomes a little less demanding. So take your option, you should be feeling this. Still breathing. Last one, still at hip height, we're turning toes up, turn toes down without collapsing through the middle. And again, up and down. Keep breathing, up, down. Again, we're aiming to feel this into the bum. 2 more. And last one. And down. Good. Bring it in. Arm opening, option with the hand in the top with the weight, which will make it into a more controlled movement. So take your option. So you reach forward, hand comes to the ceiling, stop the hand there, let the ribs roll back, feel that stretch to the mid part of your back, breath in and out here, and circle the hand down past your bum to come back forward. So reach, lift, big gap between shoulder and ear here, and then ribcage roll, and circle hand down and round. One more, take that reach, lift, and nice stretch here, and circle. We'll come up onto forearm before we go onto the other leg. So you've got options here. Up onto hand, what we're going to come work on is lifting into side plank, okay? I was going to give you a low option. That would still work. Bit of preference if you can come up. So hand forward from shoulder. You can have both legs lengthened or just press the hips and have the top leg lengthened. And what we're going to work on here is lift and lower. So again, check you've got that lengthened tailbone, press the floor away through that hand and then flipped. And we're aiming, we're not letting the rib cage drop as we go. So it's just that leg lifting. So you either tap in here or you're full plank and lifting, lowering. Really block with those legs. Keep breathing. Good work. Few more. Breathe. Last one. So we're going to come low with that bottom leg, ground through that top foot, and then you're going to lift off bottom foot, lower, lift with top, lower. So press, lower, lift. Option, weight into top hand, more stretch overhead, longer lever, more challenging. Keep breathing. 2 more. Arms working hard. Lovely. From here, press up tall. Option to grab both weights now if you have them. So we're going to leave that leg out long. You're pressing those hips forward so glutes nicely active, and we're lengthening arms overhead. Nestle shoulders down though. We're going to take a side reach. Really easy here to sit back. Keep those hips pressing forward. And then I'm going to lower one hand, coming up. Keep breathing. So you should feel abdominals kicking in here. Keep pressing that hip forward and keep breathing. Breathe. Keep pressing forward. Last 2. Last 1. Good work. Release the hands. We'll go swap over and we'll do this one first, this side, before we come into the lying section. So other leg out long, reach the hands, press those hips forward. Take that side lean, check you've not sunk back, keep pressing, and then we're tapping down, coming up, breathe. I find the harder part on the way up, so I'll breathe out on the way up. Keep going. 2 more. Last one. Coming back up. Weights down, and then come have a lie on your other side. So starting the knees bent. So feet in line with bum and shoulder. Lengthen tailbone, draw that top hip so we've got that activity underneath. So we were floating, we were long, weren't we? Oh, leg long, floating to hip height. And then we are folding up without collapsing through the middle, and then press it back at hip height, so make sure we're not dropping that leg. So fold and press. Option, weight into top hand, shoulder down away from ear. We fold up and lengthen. Fold and lengthen. On that fold, really challenge yourself. Can you sneak that extra inch and feel that activity through the abdominals as you try and get that extra inch? Still breathing? Doing these videos really makes me aware of how much I love music when I'm working out, so I do hope you've got your own tunes going on. Last one. So we're going to lift and lower. So we're sneaking up and down. So foot pointed or flexed, your choice. If you're feeling it only front of thigh, draw it back in a little bit more before going. Keep that drawn sensation still, so we're not collapsing through the middle and wafting the leg all about. Keep that draw, little pulses. You should be feeling this in that bum. Keep breathing. Right, adding the little ups and downs with the feet. So turn the foot up without collapsing or rolling back, and turn foot down. So really targeting in to your bum, your glutes. Keep breathing. Check that you're not rolling. You want the pressure on that bottom leg to stay the same throughout. Still breathing. Two more. Go on. Smile through it. Good work. Bring it in. Give it a rub. Right, we've got one more here, haven't we? Coming up onto either forearm. If you do take that forearm option, should have said last time around, really press the floor away so you're not sinking into that shoulder, or you're up onto hand. You're either full side plank or you're coming up onto that lower knee. Again, press those hips forward, option, weight into the top hand, and then we were lifting and lower. Again, checking the ribs, that we're not just sinking through the middle. Just that foot. If you're full plank, block with the feet, and then you're lifting and lower. Don't forget that peach and the head lengthen to the wall so you've not got sore neck from holding your head up. And breathe. Few more. Two more. Go on, you got it. Lower that bottom knee. And then we're adding lift and then a tap off on the bottom. Lift going. Lift. 2 more, always 2 more. Last one. And press the floor away. Right, let's come up into standing for the last 5 minutes. So press the floor, bring your weights with you, and we'll work with a lunge position. So take a step back one leg, nice and wide stance to keep your balance, hips both facing the same direction. Soften through the knees and get that rib to hip connection. So think about lengthening the tailbone down. So in this position, we're going to step it in, heel stays up on that side, and then refine that position. So you might stay nice and high, keep breathing, or you might challenge into range. So take your option and keep breathing. If you don't like taking the arms out, you can just keep them lower. So your front leg should be waking up now. Well, it was awake anyway. You should be feeling it. Keep going. 2 more. And press. Give it a wriggle. Step back of the leg. So nice and wide stance. Hips facing the same direction. Lengthening tailbone down. So again, soften through the knees, lengthen tailbone. We're going to come forward, heel stays off, and step it back. And then work into range. Check you've got control of that front knee. So I have to concentrate harder on this side to make sure I'm not letting that knee drift in and out. Still checking that rib to hip. Still breathing. Take it at your pace to get that control. Keep going. Should be burning now. 2 more. Last one. And come up. Little wriggle. Right, popping the weights down. And we'll have a little bit of a flow for mobility. So, feet a bit wider than hip width. Soften through the knees, lengthen tailbone down. Swing arms wide, hands behind head, shrug it up, release and lower. And again. Shrug it up, release, hold it here, take that side reach. This time no pressure on the head, roll it forward. Mid kind of back level aiming here. Other side, back up into centre. Reverse it. And roll it. And into centre. Side reach. Option, lengthen. Come back in. Into centre. Other side. And lengthen. Come back in. Into centre. Feet wider now. Toes on the angle. Come to soar. So taking hands wide, palms up. Twist around one direction. Hand comes to opposite foot. Or higher onto knee. And look past that shoulder. Top hand. Ground through the feet. Press the floor away. Come back into centre. Other direction. Really lift and look up. Press the floor into centre. Once more each side. Really ground through those feet. Press. Centre. Other side. Last time. press center. Wriggle the feet in. Half roll down, chin to chest. Imagine you're peeling off that wall. Hands come to thighs. Lengthen foot forward for our cow. So really arch here, drop the shoulders. Tuck it under for your cat. Stay in that squat. And curl. And then this time roll it fully up. So tuck under. Ripple through the spine. Come up. One final thing, full roll down, chin to chest. Roll it down. Breath in and out, release the head at the bottom. Or several. Press the floor. And stack it back up. And there we go. Hope you got a sweat on as well. Hope you enjoyed. Leave any comments, questions, and I will try and get more filmed for you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.